Hello, everybody. Hi.
And today's topic is going to be kind of a little bit more serious topic, but we're going to be talking about health symptoms, physical symptoms, and health anxiety.
Yes, indeed. So there's three main points that we want to make about physical symptoms and health anxiety.
I'll take number one.
Oh, will you now? Okay, you go then.
No, as with anything that we teach, if you're dealing with physical symptoms, if you're dealing with something that you've got some serious physical symptoms, step one is always going to be consulting with a health professional.
Yes.
What we're going to be talking about is things that you can be doing in addition to making sure that what physical symptoms you have, you want to be checking in with a doctor on those.
Right. So yes, medical treatment is obviously the first port of call. And this is not a replacement for it. You can do it as well as. All right. So see your doctor is the first step. Now, the second thing that you want to do is to do whatever you can to bring the stress chemicals down, because stress chemicals will be exacerbating your, is that a word? Yes. So it's along those lines.
And if it isn't,
making it worse. All right. And so here's what to do in the moment. Let's say I had fibromyalgia and IBS, so I know what it's like to have pain or whatever other symptoms, fatigue or whatever's going on in the moment, and it can be overwhelming. But what happens is that when you have a symptom, as you focus on the symptom, buy into it and make it a thing, it becomes a thing. Whereas if you notice the symptom, as long as you know there's no medical cause, obviously if you have a pain that you haven't had before, get it checked out. But if it's something happens regularly and you've checked yourself out, you've had yourself checked by a doctor, there's no medical reason for it, then notice it, remind yourself that it's just something that's in the background. You know that there's no medical condition there. And then, and in fact, even if it is a medical condition, as long as you're being treated by a doctor, or you've had advice from a doctor, focusing on it is not going to heal it. It's not going to get rid of it. In fact, it's the opposite. The more you focus on it, the more you are, increasing it, because you're producing stress chemicals, which are going to make it worse. And
what we know is that a lot of the conditions that we have are stress related or stress caused anyway.
Yes. So the body is designed to heal itself automatically. So if you cut yourself, you don't have to, obviously you want to stop the bleeding, you want to put a bandage on it or whatever. But if, when you put something on it, it'll heal. If you scratch yourself, it'll heal. Your body is naturally designed to heal. But what happens is when you've got stress chemicals in your system, it's hindering the healing process, because the cells go into protection mode. So they're no longer taking in the nutrients they need. They're no longer reproducing in the way they need to heal, and your organs aren't getting the blood flow they need. There's just so much going on. So first priority, seek medical advice and follow it. Second priority is do whatever it takes to ignore those symptoms. Again, obviously don't ignore them if there's something medical there that you need to pay attention to. But if it's something like, let's say I get regular panic attacks or heart palpitations or, obscure pains and things that I know are not a medical, there's no medical reason for them, I notice it, and then I remind myself there's nothing serious there, and then put your focus onto whatever will make you feel better. So ignore it if it's not a medical thing. So notice it, go, that's interesting, and now I'm going to watch comedy. I'm going to do ESC if you're in the ESC program. I'm going to listen to wonderful music, put some calm, inspiring music on. do some physical exercise if you can, play a game, think about things you love. So this is something very simple you can do. Think about someone or something you love. Could be a pet, could be a person you know, could be a place you love, an activity you love, a hobby, anything like that. And make a list. Start writing down, or just do it in your head, a list of the reasons you love this thing or person or place or activity. And as you're doing that, you're switching off the stress chemical tap and producing endorphins and other feel-good chemicals that will help. Now, it takes a little while. It's not going to happen instantly. It's not magic wand, but give it time. As long as you hold your focus on the thing that you love, and not buy into the physical symptoms, then you'll start to feel that stress come down. So that's the second thing. So first thing, medical attention. Second thing, bring the stress chemicals down, do whatever it takes to do that. And the third thing is to change the references, change the subconscious references, the childhood references. Again, this is not in place of medical attention, obviously.
Okay,
it's
so
in addition to it.
how do you do that?
So the way you do that is ask yourself, and now don't do this while you're feeling the symptoms. Okay, so this is not the thing to do when the house is on fire. Put the fire out first. So bring the stress chemicals down, do whatever it takes to get to a place where you're not feeling stressed. Then when you're not feeling stressed, ask yourself, what is the worst thing about these symptoms? So let's say it's heart palpitations. So to say, I notice that every now and then my heart rate increases and I don't know why, and I start to get panicky about it. First, what's the worst thing about that? I feel fear. I feel scared. I feel like something bad is going to happen and I don't know what it is. Let's say that's what it is. Okay, so then now, where did you feel that in your childhood? So what's the worst thing about it? How does it feel? Where did you feel that in your childhood? Go to your childhood, change any of those childhood memories to the opposite, positive and empowering. Practice the new ones. And keep doing that until you can think about the symptom. So I'm not feeling it now. I'm just remembering the heart palpitations and not feel the fear, not feel whatever emotions are there. And then just keep doing that. Keep practicing ESC if you're doing it, or whatever else makes you feel good. So practice feeling good and change those references.
And I know that
now you can get a word.
Yeah. We should keep track of like how long it is. You know, you get on these rolls. No, it's great. But the other part of the questions that were there, and we're picking up these questions today from viewers that we sent out a request, and these are questions that are on the list. So the other part of this question is about allergies and dealing with allergies, skin reactions, and that kind of thing. And I know that can be kind of complex because, again, people can have some pretty serious and even in some cases life-threatening allergies. So
exactly.
So with
allergies, our advice is because allergies can be the cause of the allergies could be. There's just too much to go into, and it's going to be unique to each individual as to what's causing it. We can't give a blanket. We can't give blanket advice or steps to take as far as allergies go. So our advice is the one thing you can do is bring the stress down. That is the big thing, is do what we said, step 2 in this, in what we were saying earlier, do whatever it takes to bring the stress down, because that will be affecting it. That's not necessarily going to cure the allergy, but it will certainly help to not make it worse. So bring the stress down. And then the second thing is to see a practitioner, because the original, the subconscious references that are supporting the allergy could be anything, and we can't tell you what that would be without doing a full intake with you. So if you know of a practitioner if you're seeing a practitioner already, go with them. If you don't have a practitioner, we offer a free 60-minute breakthrough call, so you could go to our website and book one of those, and we will let you know what we can do.
Yeah, I was just going to say, in regards to just lowering stress and the impact on allergies, I was somebody that used to have seasonal allergies. Every spring I would have all kinds of hay fever symptoms. I'd break out in rashes, and it was pretty intense through most of the summer. And I took like the over-the-counter medication to kind of combat that, or to just cope with that, manage it. But when I started to deal with the stress, so I wasn't specifically focusing on trying to get rid of the allergies. I was dealing with stress and anxiety in general. And as I was bringing my stress levels down, as I was eliminating anxiety from my life, the allergies just disappeared. Now, cause and effect relationship, don't know, don't care, don't have the allergies anymore, and I don't have the stress levels. So again, the point is bringing the stress levels down isn't going to hurt in any of these cases. And in what you may find is that as you're bringing the stress levels down, along with, conditions like IBS, fibromyalgia, a lot of different illnesses and diseases that we all that are common and a lot of people encounter can be significantly improved by just bringing the stress levels down.
And that includes prevent, or what am I trying to say? Getting rid of negativity in your life. And by that, I mean, don't be watching the news. Don't be reading about how terrible things are. Social media, if you see a post that's about a terrible thing or an upsetting thing or something that triggers you, politics or whatever it is, if you see something that's going to trigger you, don't read it. Don't watch the videos.
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
So you can do a lot to limit. So if you have physical symptoms and health anxiety, stop watching stuff and reading stuff and listening to stuff that triggers you. That's a big thing you can do to start to help yourself to improve. And because the thing is that as like people say, well, I must know what's going on in the world. Fair enough, but wait until you are able to control your emotional state before you do that. So go on a fast from negative media. Go on a fast, give your body time to heal, give your body time to heal, give yourself the time to develop the ability to control your own emotional state, your own chemical state. Then when you're able to do that, then you can always go back and read the news and watch things and that, but you'll be able to maintain a strong, calm, peaceful state.
And I think that this might be a good place to mention the fact that we teach a system called ESC, which stands for Emotional State Conditioning, which will help you in relatively short order be able to start to raise your emotional state, that normal state that we're in. So for years, decades, I lived in a state of anxiety. And it was kind of this low-level anxiety that was always there, and maybe it would peak up and down, but there was always that sense of anxiety. So that became a normal state. And I think that we get into states that will, in fact, cause disease, will cause physical symptoms. And just by practicing ESC, you're training your brain. It's a physiological system whereby you're training your brain and your body to be comfortable with being in a higher emotional state.
And
so
meaning a happy, calm, confident.
Absolutely.
Peaceful.
And so we'll provide links to that
in the description.
In the descriptions below as well. So
because I also just wanted to say that we've heard before stress causes disease. So maybe and maybe not, but the one thing it does do is it prevents your body from healing. So whether the disease is caused by something else or not, or the physical condition, whatever the physical condition is, whatever caused it, the stress chemicals, if you are living in a state of any kind of negative emotion, that will be preventing your body from doing what it does naturally, which is healing. And at the very least, you'll feel stronger and better emotionally and mentally. All right, very good. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you again soon.
Bye for now.
Bye.